Okay, picture this. Over 4.5 millennia ago, a colossal mountain of stone was raised in the Egyptian desert. And today, it remains one of the greatest, most enduring mysteries on the face of the earth. I'm talking, of course, about the Great Pyramid of Giza, but we're not just going to stand around and look at it from the outside today. Hidden deep within those massive stone blocks is a full-blown labyrinth of secret rooms, narrow tunnels, and millennia of history just waiting to be explored. So let's dive right into this explainer and uncover exactly what lies inside. So here's what we're covering in today's explainer. First, entering the Great Pyramid. Second, ascending the Grand Gallery. Third, heading inside the King's Chamber. Fourth, checking out those ancient engineering marvels. And finally, the 2017 Void discovery. We're physically moving from the outside in and from the bottom up. Let's get to it.
Section 1. Entering the Great Pyramid. The descent into the unknown.
The path the ancient builders laid out, it wasn't exactly meant with a welcome mat. The original entrance was brilliantly hidden, literally camouflaged right into the stone exterior. And once you squeeze through, well, you don't go up, you go down. You have to navigate this incredibly tight, kind of claustrophobic descending rocky corridor that just plunges straight beneath the earth. It eventually leads directly to an unfinished subterranean chamber. Now, scientists actually believe this underground room was part of the original master plan, but for whatever reason, they just abruptly abandoned it.
Section 2. Ascending the Grand Gallery. A breathtaking climb.
So, after you finally emerge from those super cramped, hunched-over descending passages, the path shifts upward into the famous Grand Gallery. And wow, the space just completely opens up. The ceiling suddenly soars to 8.5 meters. That's nearly 28 feet high. You literally go from barely being able to stand to finding yourself in this monumental stone corridor. The sheer contrast in the architectural scale is absolutely breathtaking.
And this space really hits the nail on the head when it comes to showing off just how advanced they were. The walls in here aren't just flat. They use this brilliant technique called corbelling. Basically, the heavy stone blocks are meticulously stepped inward, layer by layer, rising all the way up to the ceiling. When you're standing in there, you realize this flawless, completely gapless engineering was pulled off 4,500 years ago, without a single piece of modern machinery. No cranes, no lasers. It is just a total testament to human ingenuity and a pure mastery of stone.
Moving on to Section 3. Inside the King's Chamber. The core mystery.
Right at the top of the gallery, you step into this incredibly stark room built for Pharaoh Khufu. And it is constructed entirely out of perfectly cut massive blocks of red granite. Right smack in the middle sits a central stone sarcophagus. But here's where things get really weird. The true mystery is what explorers actually found when they finally breached this room. Absolutely nothing. It was completely empty. There was no mummy, no hidden treasures. I mean, think about all that immense effort, those millions of blocks of stone, all leading to a bare sarcophagus. It's this massive anticlimax that honestly just makes the whole mystery even deeper.
Which brings us to Section 4. Ancient engineering marvels, protecting the King's Chamber.
Okay, so right around the King's Chamber, we're looking at two vastly different types of engineering, the spiritual and the practical. On the one hand, extending out from the walls are these extremely narrow, 20-centimeter wide air shafts shooting straight toward the outside of the pyramid. A lot of experts think these had a really profound spiritual purpose, kind of acting as a cosmic runway to guide the pharaoh's soul up to the stars. But then, look directly above the ceiling, and you'll find purely practical genius, the hidden relieving chambers. These are 5 stacked layers of super heavy stone slabs. Their entire job? Structural support. They're designed solely to prevent the roof from caving in by safely distributing the crushing weight of millions of tons of stone above. The foresight from these ancient Egyptian engineers is just mind-blowing.
And now for Section 5, the 2017 Void discovery. Modern science meets ancient stone.
Let's put all this into perspective on a timeline. Way back around 2500 BCE, ancient engineers constructed this absolute wonder. By antiquity, explorers had already breached the chamber, only to find the sarcophagus totally empty. And for centuries, honestly, we all kind of assumed we had mapped out the whole shebang, every major space inside. But then, fast forward to 2017 CE, scientists decided to point some of our most advanced scanning technology directly at the Great Pyramid.
Which, brings up a pretty massive question. They scanned a structure that humans have literally been studying for thousands of years. So what could modern cosmic rays possibly find hiding inside that we hadn't already stumbled across?
Well, before I drop the reveal, let's talk about the tool they used, cosmic ray muon scanning. It sounds like sci-fi, but it's very real. This non-invasive technology uses cosmic rays, basically these highly energetic particles raining down from space, that can easily pass through dense stone. By measuring how these muons travel, scientists were able to detect hidden empty spaces without needing to move a single ancient rock. And when they mapped the area right above the Grand Gallery,
They found a massive anomaly, a 30-meter void. Yeah, you heard that right. The scanning technology detected an entirely unknown space, hidden directly above the Grand Gallery, measuring at least 30 meters long. To put that into perspective, that is roughly the size of a modern commercial airplane, completely enclosed in solid stone. Totally inaccessible and hidden from human eyes for over 4,500 years. It is literally a completely uncharted frontier, sitting right there inside the Great Pyramid.
So, I want to leave you with a final thought here. From the cleverly hidden entrances to the awe-inspiring Grand Gallery, and now this unbelievable 30-meter void, the Great Pyramid just continually proves how astonishing ancient civilizations really were. I mean, 4,500 years later, and it still hasn't given up all its secrets. If a structure this thoroughly studied can hide a secret space the size of an airplane, what else might be hiding in the ancient world right beneath our noses? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep wondering, keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.